Hello and welcome. I'm Master Lama Rasaji, and this is our Friday Shangri-La edition of Rasaji Speaks. I hope you've had a wonderful week. It's good to be with you. Don't forget, early bird live streaming actually comes to a close tomorrow afternoon, and now you have more chance than ever before because number one, if you click now, you'll get a 20% savings, but because we're not only going to be broadcasting on Saturday, like typically we do live streaming for the early birds, we're going to also add the Friday morning class from 10 to 11:30. So I hope everybody's excited about that. Today's message is faith, service, and divine calling. What teachings did Philip and James teach us that were the apostles of Christ? Now, they're being celebrated in the Catholic Church tomorrow, but I just wanted to cover that subject today. So let's see what we can learn. As Christians, we believe that Christ dwells in us, and we in him. The Apostle Philip and James invited us to both come and to see Jesus in each other, encouraged us to bring Jesus to those who were skeptics and to those who were unknown. Followers of Jesus, like Philip, began teaching people about Jesus whenever they wanted. King Jesus spread out through all of Jerusalem and Samaria, of which Philip went and spent a lot of time in Samaria. Of course, again, tomorrow on the 3rd, they say Philip took an interest in early relics like prayer beads, mandalas, and things of this nature, and was said to have powers in them. Later, he will be buried in the tomb of the basilica there, and he will have those relics buried with him. I thought these were interesting in Rome itself. Philip preached that Christ is preaching that he is the Son of God, and that is from Acts 9:20. Sumerians the truth about God and his relationship to his creation. What did Philip the apostle do in the Bible? Philip was a disciple and an apostle of Jesus. In the Gospel of John, he convinced, you're going to love this, Nathanael or Nathan or Nate for short, to join Jesus as a disciple. Help Gentiles learn about Jesus's teachings and distribute the miraculous bread and fish. So Philip was definitely there during the feeding, not of 5,000, but of 15,000, because they didn't count 10,000 women. It's interesting. So here he does. So Phillips is with us today, and you'll never guess who. Even though basically I just told you. And I'm not surprised because he's a great servant leader and he helped the church grow. And now he's helping us grow. And that's a really cool thing. So it's nice to have a lot of our group here today and to finish what Jesus started 2,000 years ago. That's exciting in itself, right? But to have a lamasery one day bring back the Ediatic consciousness it's just amazing when you think about it. So it's to no end, it is making us excited. Philip and James were like about the last two of the 12 to turn their head. Now, John the Baptist, Jesus's cousin, was teacher to James and Philip for the longest time because they were walking the way of the Essenes, and at that time, John was leader of the Essenes. But as John turned from the caves and from the Dead Sea and began to baptize, they will follow him around. But shortly after the baptismal of Jesus, John told them, he said, look, my popularity must decrease as his popularity, speaking of Jesus, increase. And I want you to go follow Jesus. But it took a while for that to really sink in, and not because Philip and James were slow in mind or in spirit, because there was nothing further from the truth, that their minds were solid, their spirit was found. But they had this thing called loyalty, and the loyalty that they have is really big. I could see it today. It's a real strong loyalty, and it's to be recommended. The Lamasery has noted that the fact and already awarded, on that fact because of that. Loyalty is important. It's a big part of spiritual character. It was as John was getting ready in prison to be beheaded, he once more turned to Philip and said, Philip, Jesus will need you. There's coming a time where he will question loyalty of his followers, especially his inner followers. And he will need you to support him. So I'm going to ask you again, you don't need to be here to watch and experience my execution. That's in God's hands. But I need you to go be with the Son of Man. That's who you need to follow now, and that's who you need to learn from. And so that's what Philip did. And then he became one of the most faithful of the apostles, without a doubt, in the top 6 of the 12. The last can be the first, and the first can be the last. So tomorrow, remember Philip and James. They were that really validated the last can become the first, and the first become the last, because they both were Apostle 11 and Apostle 12. And yet they fell into the top 6 because of the loyalty, because of the piousness of both of them, the sincerity of their heart, the generosity of their spirits. And they literally saw the Christ in all the apostles, even Matthew and even Judas at time. And we saw how in both cases that worked out. But nevertheless, they saw that in each other. So, as we say in Tibet, Baraka Bushai, may the blessings be to you and to your glorious family. Look forward to seeing you bright and early tomorrow on the Saturday edition of Rasaji Speaks. God bless you, and God bless your family.